Great episode, man. We talked about, can guys and girls be friends? I say absolutely not. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the episode.
Episode 8.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Yeah. Girls and guys can't be friends.
Bro, it's been a hot topic lately, man. I don't know. I just feel like I've had a lot of interesting discussions lately, so I just want to talk about it here and just get it out there.
Yeah, man. I think, because we've had these conversations plenty of time. Yeah. So it was
like, we've disagreed about this. Yeah. Like, we used to go back and forth and stuff like that, like, all the time.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I used to be on the other side.
Yeah.
If you remember, like, when we first met, I used to be like, yeah, girls and guys can be friends. You like, no.
No.
And then now it's kind of switched. But there's a caveat, because I think, girls and guys can be friends under this certain umbrella. It's if I have zero interest in this girl, if I think this girl, I wouldn't even want to say sister, because to the
podcast, right?
that was about to get real crazy real fast. Like I said, under this umbrella, right? So it's like girls and guys can be friends if the guy does not like the girl at all. That's the only time girls can be. So like them in a way of like, hey, I think we can be boyfriend and girlfriend one day, or I think you're attractive. That will never work. And only because I think that saves guys so much pain. Because girls too, if they could like the guy, which, double standard, whatever. Yes, I'm gonna call that double standard, right? Who cares about their feelings? No, but I think...
Bro, this podcast, man, we're on something different today,
we're coming in hot today.
Yeah.
No, but I definitely think, how about this? If there's no attraction amongst the people, then they can be, right? Just be super, woke. No, but if there's no attraction, then I think it works. If there's some attraction, it'll never work. And 9 times out of 10, because this has happened to me before, I've been friends with someone that I didn't ever think I would like, but just spending time with them made me like them. Because I'm noticing the little things. Like, oh man, the way she smiles is funny. The way we joke is... And it's like, that would be a girl that I'm not even really attracted to in the beginning. But just something about this relationship growing,
Well, and sometimes it's different because, like, you may go on a first date with somebody and you're getting the first impressions and maybe you're a little nervous, and so that energy is different. But then, like you said, so maybe you do just decide, like, oh, let's be friends, we'll keep in touch, we'll, be cool. And then, like you said, you get to know somebody more. And you're like, oh, I like their laugh. Oh, the way she smiles. Oh, whatever. I've noticed, if anything, the whole, like, being friends at first and then progressively catching feelings over time is more on the girls' side. I've heard more stories about girls who, like, will friend zone guys, and then they talk to them more, they hang out more, and they end up liking the guy, where the guys, it seems like they're ready to go from the start.
I don't know. I think you underestimate the simp of men, because dudes will hang around. They'll be like, "Oh no, that's just my friend," but secretly they love this girl. Like I don't know if you've seen that before, but I've seen like girl-guy friendships where he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like her," but deep down he's in love. That guy's down bad.
Like, you're in love. You're in love, bro.
And so like I think on both sides, but I feel like, I don't know. I almost feel like a woman probably could recover faster than a guy, because I feel like what will end up happening is the guy will be like, oh, he'll have this one girlfriend, she'll turn her down, and then he'll go into this other relationship saying he doesn't like this girl but still likes her, and then he's like, oh, we're just friends. 6 months later, asks her out, and she's like, you're a brother.
Well, no, and I think it's also on the guys for, like, I think a lot of guys will be friends with girls when they never really wanted to be friends. I think they're afraid of that rejection, so, like, they'll never actually say how they really feel. And I think for me, man, there's no way I could do that, especially nowadays, like, just with who I felt like I've become. Like, to be able to bottle in those emotions for, like, years or months even, like, I can't do it, man.
No, neither
I really
can
can't.
That's why I may be too upfront, but when there's a girl that I like, I like you. I'm gonna let you know. I'm like, hey, I like you, right? So it's like there's no playing around there, because like I think that kind of protects myself. It's like, all right, you like me, cool. You're the only person I'm talking to. You're the only person I'm talking to. Then that's how that goes. But I will never stretch my emotions out that long. Of like, oh no, we're just friends. No, dude, you are down bad. You love this girl. like stop playing. And I think a lot of people too are naive, and that's something we talked about in the other podcast of like, people slide into relationships. So it's like these two people, it's like, come on, you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, right? It's like you like him, he likes you, but they're just like, oh yeah, no, we're so good, we're best friends. Come on, name me a boy girl best duo, best friends that doesn't have some type of attraction to each other.
Right.
Like, that attraction is going to come sooner or later. It is. It's inevitable.
Well, to even add like a layer to that as well. So we're talking about, can guys and girls be friends? Do you think that guys and girls can be best friends? Like, to get to that, like, that next level type stuff.
If they think they're both ugly. Like, if the girl, like, no, straight up, right? If the girl looks, or here's another thing. If they grew up as babies. Like, if they were, like, knew each other their whole life, I feel like sometimes that could work, because it's like, no, it would be disgusting because you are literally my brother, right? I think that's probably the only way I can see that working out. Is like, you know, they have such a close bond where it's like, you're my family, rather than it's like, hey, like, we're close, but I like you, right? Because, like, I mean, the question is, are you going to date your sister? Right? You feel me? Right? Like, that's the question I would ask.
I don't know, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like if people, like, let's say, like, the families are close friends and they, like, grew up, you know, they had, like, childhood together and stuff like that. I think sometimes, like, that familiarity can bring people in as well, though, where you feel comfortable around them, you know them. And I think, if anything, like, I know a lot of stories about that, actually, how people, they've known each other for so long that it's like, they kind of just feel like that's their person.
Yeah, but how deep was the relationship?
That's also
right?
true.
Because it could be like, you know, family friends you've known forever, and it's like, yeah, like, you know them, you hang out with them, but it's like, you're not gonna consider them like a brother. You may consider them like a cousin. Like, oh yeah, like, that's my
they're cool. Yeah,
right.
Like, okay, yeah, like, what's up?
Right, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day, I would talk to that person, like, you know, get in a relationship with them, because, like, oh snap, they got older, you know, they got a beard now, you know, like, little things change, like, wow, yo. Someone stop me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, it's getting weird.
You know, so, you know, they could start seeing things like, oh snap, like, we might have been like cool when we were younger, but now it's like, I think I really like this person. Right. But their relationship wasn't that deep. Now, I think when you have really deep relationships of like, no, I consider this a brother or a sister, I think that's where it starts to get a little, I don't know, like, I feel like it'll be harder for them to, not saying it won't happen, but I think it will be harder for them to come together in a relationship. Interesting. Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like for the most part, though, when we talk about, like, getting in the friend zone and everything, I feel like it's 80% girls putting guys in the friend zone, and then I think guys staying in the friend zone too long. Because I always said this, it's like, you can only get friend zoned if you allow yourself to get friend zoned. You know what I mean? It's not this thing of, like, not meaning that you force them to like you or whatever. It's like, oh, they're just going to like me. No, but if, let's say, they're not really interested in you in that way, and you continue to stay, now you're being friend zoned. But you can just say, hey, go on a date, like, hey, you know, not really feeling it or whatever, but, like, best of luck, and then you guys break off. To me, that's what I felt like it's always kind of meant to be. Unless you guys, like, mutually say, like, hey, we're both not attracted to each other, I feel like we had a good time, but, you know, we can just stay in touch and be friends. I think that could work. But if you gotta be honest with yourself. And I think a lot of the friend zone conversation comes back to self-respect, comes back to being honest with yourself. And so you got to be honest about your intentions, I think, to other people, but also be honest about yourself about, like, do I actually have feelings for this person?
Yeah, and so that's why, like, you know, maybe high school, middle school, Amir would get friend zoned, but nowadays that's not, you know, because, and that's why I said what I said a minute ago. It's like, hey, if I like you, I'm going to let you know. And if you say, you know what, I don't like you, then we won't talk. You know, respectfully, you know, I still love you, love the person that, you know, that.
Well, no, that's controversial nowadays. Like, it's actually, like, people, I think, they would think it'd be, like, rude to be like, okay, like, you go on a date, it's not really a good fit, and you kind of just, like, break off and say, like, oh, do you want to be friends? Like, no, like,
or not even date, but I think, because I think it could be friend zone that way, but even friend zone, like, hey, like, there's a girl that you met, and then you know, you guys are talking, and then it's kind of, well, not really talking, you guys are friends, right? And then you catch feelings, and then you go to this girl, because I feel like that is, you know, that happens a lot. Because I feel like girls, well, that's a whole nother conversation, because I was going to say girls wouldn't go out with a guy they don't like, but that's a lie. They do it all the time.
Food dates. Okay, and this is something, I got to get this off. I'm glad we're into this now. Because, dude, something that gets me just fired up, bro, is these guys who know they don't have a chance with these girls, but they're so desperate that they'll be willingly used for food dates, for free rides. I'm like, guys, we got to be better, man.
Here's a clippable clip low investment dates. Do not go to Restoration Hardware. Do not go to that steak place. Take her to a coffee shop. Take her anywhere that is a low investment.
Go on a walk in a park, a coffee shop. Like, take her to some kind of local event. It's like, and we don't say that from the standpoint of like, oh, like, you don't invest in girls. That's not what we're saying. But it's like, when you first meet somebody, it's like, you don't really know if you have that connection or not. So you don't want to
drop $120 on a plate.
Yeah, no, exactly. You don't want to be like $200 deep into a dinner to realize you don't even really like her. Or maybe she doesn't like you, and now you're gonna be salty because you spent $200. I mean, because I'm sure a lot of guys can relate to that. And then, like, how many girls have they taken out that like they spent so much money that on top of the sting of the girl not really liking them, they also spent like $100 on a date they wouldn't have really gone on if they would have just planned it out better.
I say $15 to $20 max, and honestly, I say that from because one, like, I'm prideful, because like, again, like, you don't want to be $200 in with this girl that you think things are going well, and you bring her on this dinner, and really she's on her Snapchat, like, taking pictures of the food, and then like,
but not putting you in the snap.
Yo, down bad.
Feel like filming herself, like filming the food.
Bro, it's like
she films you, goes like this.
It's like, you ever hear like the Instagram models? It's like, who are you on that vacation with? You're showing everybody but the people that you're with.
I need receipts. Right. Who's booking these flights? Who's booking the hotels, bro? I gotta know, man.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys are getting used, and the sad part is a lot of guys are okay with that, which blows my mind as well. And it kind of goes back to the self-respect thing, man. It's like, you got to be able to take pride in yourself. Because I think a lot of people think they put up with bad behavior because they don't feel like they deserve better. And that's something they got to work on internally, man. Because, that's a problem right now.
Yeah, but going back to what I was saying a minute ago about, like, especially nowadays, me not getting friend zoned, because I just don't allow it to happen, like you said. Yeah. And so if I know I really like this girl, right, because, we're humans and I have emotions. If I like this girl and I'm like, hey, Susie. What?
Stop. Get a better name. I'm not falling for a girl named Susie. No, Susie's going to watch this. No.
Taylor.
No, Susie, you're great.
We'll use Taylor.
Sure.
Taylor's a cute name. Taylor, if you're
no. Taylor, comment down below if you're watching this. Amir is ready for
My DMs are open. No, I like, so let's say, I've lost the point because I was thinking about the name now. No, but okay. Let's say this girl Taylor, right? Yeah, you know what? I lost the point, and I'm gonna let you know. I lost that point.
Hey, it happens to the best of us, King.
No, it's okay, man. But I think what I was trying to say, right? I hit up this girl, like, we're friends. Oh yeah, why I will never be friend zoned. There we go. Okay. Me and Taylor, I meet Taylor. She knows me. We're, maybe we hang out a couple of times, and this is guides us friendship. But I'm like, I like this girl. I'm gonna want to protect my heart and protect myself. Is I'm say, hey Taylor, I like you. Like, and I think people.
So when do you tell her that you like her?
The moment I realize I like her.
Oh, so you're just jumping. So what if you're like on the first date? Do you just tell her on the first date? Like,
oh, no.
Well, because that's what I mean. Because I think a lot of guys, and this is something that even I've been guilty of as well. Because I think for me, I'm so picky that when I finally meet someone that I click with, I'm ready to jump in. I think on my side, but that can also be a red flag to people if you're already like down to marry them and you've known them for like a couple hours. I'm not even like that, but there's some guys that like get sold too easily. And I think for guys to have the awareness that that's a turn off to girls. Well, it's even a turn off to guys as well, because like if you go on a date for like an hour and she's ready to like be your girlfriend, everything else, that's a red flag.
Pump the brakes.
That clinginess, that neediness, like you gotta pump the brakes even if you're feeling that way. So that's why I was wondering about like, okay, when do you tell someone you like them and the timing? Because for me, I'm almost like, I'm really big on reciprocation. So if I feel like I'm getting a similar vibe back and it's going well, then I'll be more open to it.
But that's a dangerous game, because what if she's just not good at, we had that conversation, what if she's not good at showing her emotions in that way? And so, I mean, I'm okay with sticking my neck out. A lot of people aren't. Like, for me, I was like, I'd rather get my heart broken as fast as possible. Right? I'm crying.
Taylor, if you're watching this,
right? Take me back. Really, baby.
That reminds me of those public engagement videos.
Ooh.
Dude, I saw a video of this guy. It was so funny. Like, I'm not even sure if we can show the clip or not, but like there was a video of this guy, like he's in a mall and he gets everybody around. Like there's gotta be at least 200 people, bro. He's this mall and he's all dressed up in his best outfit and stuff, and he gets down on one knee. The girl runs away. And everyone, bro, it's crazy. And the guys are like walking up to him, giving him a hug. He's like crying and stuff. No. Bro, could you imagine getting rejected in front of that? I mean, not only the hurt of her saying no to you, but have everyone around you be like,
I can't take a knee because I'm wearing all white.
Hey.
No, but no, down bad. That's a bad situation.
Tremendous.
Yeah. Dude. So I would stick my neck out there and be okay with like that rejection, again, like crying, sobbing about a situation. No, but I'd rather stick my neck out there, get hurt, right? And just be like, okay, this girl doesn't like me. Bet. Nice meeting you, Taylor. Right. This is the end of this.
Well, and something that I really like that I actually saw you do recently, we're not like super recently, but I've seen you do it, where it's like you'll meet someone and like you said, it's kind of gauging person's interest pretty like quickly. Because I think you like said what's up to somebody and they kind of give you like, oh, hey. And you're like, later. Well, and that goes for like guys and girls and stuff like that, because I think it also stems back to the self-respect thing about be around people who want to be around you. Date people who want to date you. You don't want to be in the situation where you're putting all the energy in, you're putting all the effort in, and they're barely reciprocating, because that hurts, man. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to that, who went the extra mile for somebody, who would never go the extra mile for you. And that hurts, man. Yeah,
and I think I learned that because I used to be that person that used to get stampled on, like so nice and like giving all my energy to people. Right. And I think this has been a lot of, self-reflection and a lot of deep work I had to do on myself. But now, like, even like little situations like that, like if I go up to somebody, and usually when I'm going up to somebody, I got this huge smile on my face. I'm like, hey, so-and-so, like, hey, my name's whatever. And if they're like that one time, they're just like, I'm like, okay, bye. Like, because it's like, we're not about to do that weird thing. Like, and some people, you can even talk about this deeper of like, let's say it's a friend and they don't do that. And if you keep sticking your neck out, if you keep going out of your way and they never do anything, or let's say they can't do something, because sometimes, you do stuff for people that they literally can't do back for you. Right. But if they don't even appreciate or even like let you know they appreciate who you are and what you do, to me, that's the big thing, red flag. Yes. Because, that's showing how much they care about you. They don't. Right. So when you show all this care, when you take care of them, when they ask you something, you do it. When you do all that and they have no reciprocation, and again, that reciprocation might come not in the way of a gift or how you did it for them, but if they don't even show that they appreciate it, that is a red flag.
Yeah, no, they're out, bro.
They gotta go, man.
Well, no, and I think I even saw this like interesting. I mean, I see it on Tumblr. It's like a very kind of cheesy kind of quote, but it's funny how the cheesiest quotes sometimes have like the most relatable truths. I think it's just something along the lines of like, how many people are watering dead plants?
Yo, I could see that. The sunset.
The faded plant that's like dying slowly, like the whole thing. No, but it's true though. I mean, like how many people that, you're constantly texting first and they never get back to you? How many people you invite to events that never invite you to events? Like I pick up on little stuff like that, and I think, at least, from the perspective of a man, I'm okay initiating. I'm okay starting the conversation, or, even like getting together with a friend or trying to set something up. But if it's a constant theme of like, I'm not going to talk to this person if I don't hit them up. I'm not going to hang out with them unless I'm planning the event. Just picking up on those cues, I think, is really important, because you want to be around people who want to be around you.
Oh, man. Of course, man. I think that's a human nature thing. I'm about to say like a really corny thing. Stop emptying your cup for people who won't fill up yours. Bro, I was thinking about that for the last time.
We need to have like a cheesy like motivational page.
No, honestly, we may have to do like a meme page.
Oh, I mean,
no, but that's really real, because again, like you're draining all your resources, and resources is not financial. That's emotional. That's everything that comes with you, like your emotional stability, all your that kind of stuff. Time, right? You're draining all your resources into these people, and they're just like, yeah, man, thank you. You know what I mean? It's just like, wait, you don't just sit and just do with it, like you don't. And the moment you notice that, I think those are the times you just. What did I say the other bit? What did I say when I was on the phone? I was like, sit back and chill, peep and what the
I think you said like peep and fall back.
Peep and fall back. That is like, if you know me, that is the most Amir thing I could say.
Dude, guys, I was on the phone with him and we're talking about like the social situation and like how we're interpreting stuff, because we're overthinkers, and so we're like breaking down this whole thing. And like I heard like the most Amir quote. He's like, and I wanted him to explain what he was talking about, because I was like, when people say stuff, I'm like, all right, elaborate, let's talk about it. And so he was like, nah, He said, I saw that, I peeped, I fell back. And I was like, Amir, let's not do this right now. Right? You're like, what does that mean, bro?
No, that is a me thing to say. It's like, but some people have to get to that in their life. Like, once they peep something, and so for the people who don't know what peep means, one day investigate the situation and understand that they can extrapolate something, right?
but like peep and then like a definition.
Right? I'm gonna use like a Harvard definition for it. Literally. So like once because here's the thing. People at one point, if you just listen, and I think that's something that we do well. We listen to people. Right. If you really listen and look at how they interact with people, they will you won't have to ask them who they are. It'll come out in their actions. Yep. And so that's what I do with everybody in my life. Like I just sit back, I peep. I'm like, like how do they interact? Like how did they react to this situation? And when they're doing that, or when I did this, or when I gave this, what is their reaction? Right. And then from there, you'll know how to move forward. It's like, this person isn't for me, or I see this pattern going on. And usually, I think you can be really harsh and like cut people off fast, but sometimes when people show you who they are, you cannot ignore it because then you're the fool. It's like that. I can't remember what president was it, Bush or something. It was like, "Fool me once, shame on you," and he messed up the quote.
Oh yeah.
But it's like he's like, "Fool me, you can never get fooled again." Yeah. It's like, no, that's not how it goes. But really, like, you fool me once, shame on me. Fool me. Wait, I don't know. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on whatever, how it goes. But you get what I'm trying to say.
You know the quote.
You know the quote, right? Put it on the screen. But like again, if people keep showing you who they are. So Cindy Trim, she has this thing. She was talking about what's the DMX, and he was like, I never say I don't trust anyone because I just trust who they show me they are. So it's like I never have distrust because he's like trust is like a negative thing, which like we can talk about like words being negative or whatever like that. But he was like, I always trust people. I never distrust them because once they show me, I just trust in who they're going to be. And so when they do something crazy, it's not like, oh, I distrust you. You're this person. No, it's like I knew you were going to do it because I trust in the person you showed me.
Right.
So I think that's a good thing to take out of your life of like when you see people doing crazy stuff and then like maybe it was like one small thing. Like you were in a setting and they made a little joke and you didn't really find it too funny.
Bro, it's like maybe you're at like Cheesecake Factory a Sunday at 2 p.m. and you're sitting I thought he was going to go into like what. Never mind.
No, but if you're in now, I got to use a different. If you're in, like, let's say you're the first person to always text. You're the first person to always text. You're the first person to always text. At some point you'll be like, like just wait. Like, and your peeping will be like, let me not text this person first for a week. Yeah. Right, and then they maybe be like, "Yo, dude, where have you been? Like, what's up?" And then you be like, "Oh, okay, maybe that's just how they." For me, I suck at texting. I'd rather just call somebody, right? Yeah. And so, you have to learn people and really like be an observer so you can know how to deal with this person because that saves you a lot of hurt and a lot of pain.
For sure. Well, also just not jumping to conclusions because I think on the other end of that, I think people will see like one minor thing that was very like contextual, and they're like, "See, I told you they didn't like me." Because a lot of times, like people speak from their own insecurities, or they assume people don't want to hang out with them, or they assume that the girl's not into them, the guy's not into them. They assume whatever, and so they're almost coming from the frame of their own insecurities. And so once they see something that may look like what they already think is going on, they're quick to jump on and then be able to cut people off who actually might have been good for them. So it's a balance you got to be able to play.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that comes with maturity too, because like at some point, I think there's definitely a balance where it's like, give people grace and like really try to understand who they are. Right. But I'll speak for myself at this point in my life. Usually when I see somebody, because there's several times where I'm like, and I'm not usually wrong in this, like when I see somebody's actions and I look from afar and then I kind of, because again, I am an overthinker and I'm pretty sure people are as well. But when you see things, it kind of like, especially when something like that has been done for you in the past. Right. So like, I guess you said it could be kind of a, a protection mechanism that you're using to, cover yourself. But in that, in situations, sometimes I'd probably almost be like wrong in that than rather go down this thing where it's like I'm going to get hurt again by this person and I got to go back through these emotions. So I do understand both sides where it's like, hey, give the person a little grace, whatever. Right. But then it's also like, hey man, don't let them hurt you again, because that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Again, I'm trusting and believing of who they showed me they are, not somebody who they're going to be,
or not even who you want them to be.
That's
a big one. That is a big one for sure. Because sometimes like you have expectations for what you're looking for in a friend, what you're looking for in a partner, what you're looking for in a mentor, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so in your search for wanting that so much that you start projecting like qualities onto people that they don't really have, or overlooking things that you wouldn't normally overlook. Mm-hmm. And so that's a big one as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it goes to, the expectation thing, because I think it's so easy to set expectations on friends and stuff like that, right. And I think that's why I think about it in that way of like, because sometimes I put my own expectations for myself on